Are you ready to draw Holiday Huey?
I am. Let's get started. All right, we're going to start by finding the middle of our paper. And then I want to slide up about an inch. And on each side of my finger, I'm going to make a medium-sized circle, hopefully about the same size. So just two circles, and those are our eyes. Right between our eyes, we're going to do a rounded mountain. It's not too big. And on this side, I'm going to bring this down and make it into a U coming up, almost even with the middle, but on the other side of our eye. And same thing on this side. So I bring it down and up. Now, they're a little uneven, and that's okay. Don't stress out. It's totally fine. No art is perfect. Over on this side, I'm just going to do a little curve around, doing a U-turn. And I'm going to bring this back diagonally down, stopping right at this area where it started to curve. We're just going to stop it right there. Same thing on the other side. Curve it around with a U-turn. Bring it back in and stop. From there, I want to come more straight across to connect them. Starting over here towards the bottom, I'm going to do a diagonal coming down to touch. Same thing on the other side, a diagonal coming down to touch. Where it touches, it's going to U-turn back up, U-turn, back up, and flatten out to attach. Right above it, I want to do a follow along line, following from one side to the other. And on the top here, I'm going to make a teardrop on this side and another teardrop on the other side. Coming over here, right before I did the U-turn, where it's coming up, I'm going to do a straight line coming up, and I want it to go just above the eye. Same thing on this side, coming up just above the eye. I want to curve it over, nice slow curve. There we go, same thing on the other side. Curving it up and over about the same. And I want to bring those in, but they're not going to touch. Leave a little gap. And for that gap, I'm going to start on this side. And I want to do a curved diagonal coming up with a little small line coming down. I'm going to start behind that line and do another curve like a mountain. And I'm going to bring it back with a diagonal. I'm going to do another curve line coming down with a line coming in. And then I just want to reattach this line because there's a little gap, and I'm just going to attach it in. All right, I'm going to come over here. Starting right here at this bottom point, we're going to draw a curved line coming up. Make it a little higher. I'm going to start back on this line and do another one. So we're going to keep doing these curved lines going all the way around his head. Well, we're going to go to the top. Then we'll start on the other side. So we're going to start here again. Curve up. Curve up. Curve up. Curving around. We're almost to the middle with a few more curves. And I'm going to come to the other side. Curve up, up, up. See how we just keep them going all the way around. Making sure they attach. Fix a few of these so they attach. There we go. Coming over here on this upper corner, and draw a curved diagonal coming up. It's going to curve at the top to make a rounded corner. And it's going to come back down. From there, we're going to continue it down with a little curve, bending down, and right when I'm about to get to the eye, I'm going to curve it out. I'm going to leave a little space and do another side, curving in. And over here, I do a curve, and a curve, and a curve. I'm going around making a ball with just little curves. So it's a little puff ball on the end of his hat. All right, we're making good progress. We're going to come down here, and we're going to start with the curve line going out, and then on the other side the same thing, curved around. And with a little swoop, those are going to connect. From the bottom of that, I'm just going to do a small diagonal and another small diagonal. Leaving a little space right under here. I'm going to draw a line curving out. Other side, curving out. Now right from one side to the other, I'm just going to do a U, little swoop. Coming over here, I want to do another U. It's going to swoop down pretty low and come back up. Dropping down a tiny bit on each side, I'm going to add another one that's more of a follow along right there. And on the top of this, I'm going to draw a circle. And over on this side, another circle. This swoop down here, I want to draw a diagonal coming down, just very short. And it's going to be my guide to follow along. From one side to the other, ending with another diagonal coming down. From this diagonal, I want to turn it into a bit of a curve that's going to be one of his fingers. So we'll then have another curve, and on the top we're going to do a little arch over. And this one's a little bit more of a straight line coming over. And we have a curve coming up and a curve coming around, because that is going to be part of his hand. From this middle curve right there, I'm going to do a little curve up, which is actually his thumb. And then coming out of his finger here, we have this extending through. So we're going to have a big loop up and over. I'm going to curve it back in. I'm going to leave a little gap, so I'm starting right there. I'm going to follow it along and do another curve over, but this one's going to come all the way around. And then inside that, I'm going to do a little follow along loop. Coming off of that over here, I'm going to do a circle. And these should be similar in size. Another one here. And another one up here. Let's come over to the other side. Right where we close this off with a diagonal. I'm going to start at the top.
And I'm going to start with a finger that's going to curve around. And this side's going to come up with a diagonal. Then I'm going to come up and do another finger, so it's going to curve around again. Not quite touching. And I'm going to do one more curve around and connect. From there, once again, this string is continuing through. So I'm going to bring it up and around and bring it back down to connect. And then right here inside, I'm going to follow along and come back down, creating a loop. Now I'm going to add some lights. So I'm going to put a circle up here for a light, one over here, and one more over on this side. Just like that. Now down here, the lights are going to come back through his hand and continue out. So I'm going to draw a line coming down and out and down again. Now I need to follow a long line for the other side. So I'm just going to follow along. And then right here at the bottom, I'm going to draw a U going from one side to the other. I'm going to come up right above and curve down. On the other side, curve down. And then I'm going to do a wide U going across the bottom. This is the plug, so I'm going to draw two little prongs or little rectangles coming out the bottom. Now let's come back up and add some lights with a circle here. Another one over here, and let's put one more over here. Now there's one section of lights we didn't add lights to, so let's come back up and add a circle here. Another one down here, and I think we need one more over here. Perfect, that looks great. Now we can go ahead and, you know what, let's add one more right up here. Now let's come back to his hands. I just want to draw a little cuff on his sweater right here. And I'm going to draw the other part of his arm by drawing a small line right here. Same thing on the other side, right by his hand. I'm just going to draw a little cuff for his sleeve right there. And I'm going to draw a little line showing his arm connecting right there. All right, now that we're done with that, we can go ahead and focus on his bottom half. Coming up right here, we're going to pretend this line's coming through, and we're going to curve it around. So we're going to keep that line going. It's going to come down and curve around. Kind of like a circle, it's going to end over here, so this side's coming down and connecting right there. Just like that. Now we need a line for his sweater. We're going to start over here and just have a curved line curving down that it cuts right under these lights, switches to the other side, and keeps going. Nice. Now his sweater has a band on the bottom, so we're going to do a follow along, but my follow along kind of has to jump over and cut through the lights as well. There we go. Add a little right there for my cut through. All right. Now let's come right here, just a little to the side of center, and we're going to come right up here and we're going to draw a line just off center coming down with a little diagonal. And then we're going to cut it back in and down just a little bit. I'm going to come right here and bring it down again, coming back out just a tiny bit. Let's go ahead and draw the other side of his leg. So over here we're going to do a follow along line, kind of coming out and up. Right below that side of the leg, we're just going to make a curved line arching over and out right by our plug. Then we're going to curl it back in. And then we're going to start making his toes. So we're going to do another arched line over and take it in. And one more line coming arched over, and we're going to bring it back in to connect. And there's one foot. Now coming over to the other side, we're going to start his other leg with a little diagonal coming out. Then we're going to come back and bring it down just a little bit. Now I'm going to curve it over and with a diagonal line coming down and out. Let's come back up top and we're going to do the other side of his leg, coming out a little wider on the bottom. Starting back behind that line, we're going to start an arched curved line coming over. We're going to bring it back in for his first toe. Add another curved line going up for a second toe. And then we're going to connect and add that last line for the third toe. And there we go. All right, we're almost done. We just need to add some eyebrows. So we're going to come up over this side and do a nice arched line. And on the other side, one more arched line. There we have it. I think he is ready. We're going to start coloring.
All right, this might be one of my favorite drawings. Are you ready to see the final product?
There he is.
I hope you had as much fun as I did. Be sure to like, be sure to follow, and please subscribe because I would love to have you come back for more How to Draw. Bye.